30th, 1984. In the wake of the Olympic boycott, the United States meets the nation of Cuba in an historic competition. Late Night has challenged a Cuban journalist to a game of tic-tac-toe over the telephone. The dreams and aspirations of all Americans are riding on the outcome. But then, disaster.
I'll take number 3. Yeah, well, I've blown it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Take number 7.
Yeah, you...
I'm sorry.
Tonight, out of the ashes of defeat, new hope has risen. The honor of the United States will be defended by a plucky fledgling, a tic-tac-toe playing chicken.
In 1974, the Chinatown Fair, one of the many frequented arcades of Manhattan, had a new arcade machine arrive. It wasn't a video arcade game, it wasn't a pinball machine, and it wasn't a fortune teller. It was a chicken playing tic-tac-toe. And people loved it. Not only was there a tic-tac-toe playing chicken, but there was one that danced for you. 2 acts so famous that they were advertised on the arcade's own sign, even after the chicken mysteriously disappeared in 1998. So why did Chinatown have a tic-tac-toe playing chicken? And why did Robert De Niro play against her? The machine, named Bird Brain, that housed the hen, was a brainchild of animal trainers Marion and Keller Breland, previous students of B.F. Skinner, a pioneer in animal psychology. In 1941, the Brelands left school to work with Skinner in the top of a grain elevator at General Mills on a classified effort for the Navy called Project Pigeon. This created the first smart bomb, where a trained pigeon nestled inside a missile would guide it to its target once it's dropped. Officials didn't take the project very seriously, and once the project was canceled in 1944, the Brelands moved on to focus on their new project, Animal Behavior Enterprises. Using what they knew about animal training, the Brelands trained chickens to perform at feed stores to advertise for General Mills' farm feed, Laro Feed. Salesmen would be taught how to train and care for the chickens at displays, starting a tradition of training others to train animals. By the 50s, the Brelands began selling coin-operated animal shows, machines that housed trained animals that could play guitar, baseball, piano, walk a tightrope, and so on for a few dimes or a few quarters.
Commercial training was our bread and butter, and it supported our research. To increase productivity, we automated much of the training. We could train hundreds of animals in a day. From automation of training, it was not much of a conceptual leap to mechanized animal shows and coin operation. By 1954, there were dozens of coin-operated animal shows. These automated units are really large Skinner boxes. The equipment tells the animal what to do and when to do it. It also monitors the animal's behavior and reinforces when appropriate. The animals seldom performed for more than 4 or 6 hours a day. They took turns with a partner. The animals performed safely within their air-conditioned show cages. They were popular at fairs, parks, expositions, and shopping malls. Between 1967 and 1975, ABE expanded its automated animal show inventory to more than 400 units.
These machines could be rented or sold to fairs and stores for amusement, and in 1955, the Brelands opened their own facility, the IQ Zoo, to display all of these performances. The IQ Zoo would have its own tour across the country in fairs and trade shows.
Around this room are little stages set in the walls, and believe it or not, this part of the show runs all by itself.
And now meet Ringo, our drumming duck. And now we proudly present our dancing darling, Little Miss Ruby.
This is where the dancing chicken is born. In a little box, a chicken comes out of his dressing room, turns on a music box, and dances on a platform for the viewer before it goes back to its room for a snack. Over time, there were rumors that the chicken was being electrocuted by the platform, or that it was actually heating up and burning the chicken's feet. But no, it's just training. It's even explicitly stated in the Breland Zone documentation. Later, another chicken attraction, called the Great Hendini, would also be added to the Laro feed advertising lineup. When a user picks one of the 4 pre-written questions to ask, the chicken pulls the lever to answer yes or no. Of course, while it looks like the chicken is answering you, the machine is actually just flashing a light that the chicken is trained to look for. But you're not supposed to know that. The same system was employed in the 1970s for Bird Brain, which, compared to the rest of the Breland's ventures in animal training, seems to have made the bigger splash. It appeared on That's Incredible, David Letterman, and countless news reports. For nearly everyone that frequented the Chinatown Fair arcade, it was an icon. For those outside New York, they'd get to experience it at places like the Paul Bunyan Amusement Center in Minnesota, traveling carnivals, and even a timeout arcade at Crossroads Mall, Virginia. People were astounded that they could lose to a chicken in Tic-Tac-Toe, and even more so that hardly anyone would win in the first place.
Even though there's not much dignity in it, there is some consolation in losing to a chicken. After all, revenge is never very far away.
It was a mystery to everyone how the chicken could win, with its decisions being hidden behind a plastic card captioned Thinking Booth. The card was there for a reason, not just to evoke mystery, but because it was the curtain that covered the trick. A computer in the machine is what made the decisions. All the chicken did was press a button to show the decision on the screen when a light turned on behind the card. Of course, the average player wouldn't know this.
The bird
is one.
All right. Okay, now wait a minute. Nice job.
The chicken continued to get pressed well into the 1980s, slowly being forgotten and later even shunned for animal cruelty by the 90s. The one in Chinatown was the most famous, the most iconic, and in 1998, it was gone. It had happened on February 23rd. A chicken activist, who was never directly named, had asked to take the chicken home. Mr. Samuel, the manager, eventually obliged. This was far from the first time someone tried to take the chicken home to save it from the bird brain box, but it was the first time someone asked nicely. So, Lily, the last Chinatown bird brain hen, was taken to a loving home and the machine was retired after nearly 25 years of service. A few bird brain units continued to operate in the occasional traveling fair, being operated by trainers who were taught by the trainers before them. Then the bird brain took a new life by the 2000s in a few casinos from Atlantic City to Las Vegas, now named Tic-Tac-Toe, and developed by a petting zoo couple named Bonnie and Bunky Boger. This too was not well received by chicken activists. As recently as 2023, Tic-Tac-Toe had an appearance at the Paragon Casino in Louisiana. Bird Brain birthed a toy, a mobile app, a children's book, featured in a movie, amused kids and adults alike, was a fun feature on the news and nighttime television, and even helped solidify an arcade in Chinatown. Even with the questionable animal treatment in mind, the people that live near an operating Bird Brain seem, for the most part, to remember it fondly. The impact that the Brelands made on animal training was massive, and the principles taught by Skinner are still in use today.